Hello and welcome. My name is Daniel, and you are listening to English Unlocked. This lesson is for you if you understand some English, but you feel shy, nervous, or unsure when you try to speak. Many people know words and grammar, but when it is time to talk, their mind becomes empty. This is very normal. You are not alone. In today's lesson, we will focus on speaking English confidently in everyday life. Not fast English. Not difficult English. Just clear, simple, real English that people use every day. We will speak slowly. We will repeat important phrases. We will not hurry. Confidence in English does not come from perfect grammar. It comes from using simple sentences again and again. When you hear English often, and when you repeat easy phrases, your brain starts to feel safe. And when your brain feels safe, you can speak. Imagine this situation. You are in a shop. You want to ask a question. You know the words, but you are afraid to make a mistake. This lesson will help you in moments like this. We will practice English that you can use. When you meet people. When you talk at work. When you travel. When you speak to strangers. You do not need to answer now. Just listen. Let the language flow. You can repeat quietly or only listen. Both are good. Confidence grows step by step. Not in one day. Not in one lesson. But every time you listen, you move forward. Take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. You are in the right place. Let us begin with the most important thing in confident English speaking: simple sentences that feel natural. Before we continue, let us remember something very important. You do not need many words to speak good English. You need comfortable words. Many learners think confidence comes from knowing difficult phrases. But in real life, confident speakers use simple sentences. They sound calm because they do not try to be perfect. They try to be clear. Let us talk about everyday English. Every day, people say very short things. I think so. I'm not sure. That sounds good. Let me check. I'll get back to you. These sentences are easy, but they are powerful. When you know them well, you can speak in many situations. Now imagine a real moment. You are talking to someone at work or in a shop. They ask you a question. You do not understand everything. You can say, "Sorry, can you say that again? Can you speak a little slower? I understand, but I need a moment." This is confident English. Confident people do not panic when they do not understand. They slow the conversation down. They take control by using simple phrases. Let us look at another situation. Someone asks you something, but you are not ready to answer. You can say, "Let me think. I'm not sure yet. I'll tell you in a minute." These sentences give you time. Time is very important when you speak a new language. Now listen carefully. You do not need to answer fast. You do not need to answer perfectly. You only need to stay in the conversation. When you stay calm and continue speaking, people feel comfortable with you. They do not judge your grammar. They listen to your message. Many learners stop speaking because they are afraid of mistakes. But mistakes are part of speaking. Even native speakers make mistakes every day. Confidence means this: you speak even when you are not sure. You continue even when it is not perfect. You trust yourself. Let us practice mentally. If someone says something you do not understand, you can calmly say, "I didn't catch that. Can you explain it again?" This is not weakness. This is strength. In the next part, we will focus on friendly everyday phrases that help you sound natural and relaxed when you talk to people. Stay with me. You are doing well. Now let us go deeper. When people say they want to speak English confidently, they usually mean one thing. They want to sound calm, natural, and not stressed. Confidence is not loud. Confidence is not fast. Confidence is steady. Think about how calm people speak. They pause. They breathe. They choose simple words. You can do the same in English. Let us talk about rhythm. English sounds natural when you do not rush. Many beginners speak too fast because they are nervous. They are afraid to stop. But stopping is good. You can pause and say, "Let me think for a second." That's a good question. I think. These sounds and phrases are normal in English. Native speakers use them all the time. Now imagine you are having a small conversation. Someone says, "How was your day?" You do not need a long answer. You can say, "It was good." "It was busy, but okay." "Not bad." "A little tiring." Simple answers are real answers. If you want to continue, you can add one sentence. I had a lot of work. I stayed at home. I met a friend. That is enough. Many learners think they must speak like a textbook. But real English is not perfect. Real English is human. Let us talk about tone. Your voice matters more than grammar. If you speak slowly and clearly, people will understand you even if your sentence is not perfect. For example, instead of a long sentence, you can say, "I don't agree." "I think differently." "I see your point, but..." These phrases are polite and confident. They show that you are part of the conversation. Now something very important. You are allowed to say, "I don't know." "I'm learning." "My English is not perfect yet." This does not make you weak. It makes you honest. When you accept your level, you relax. When you relax, you speak better. Confidence grows when you stop fighting the language and start using it. In the next part, we will focus on daily situations, talking at work, in a cafe, with neighbors, and the exact phrases that help you feel safe and confident in real life. Stay with me. You are moving forward. Let us continue calmly. One of the biggest fears for English learners is daily life. Not exams, not presentations, but simple situations. A shop, a cafe, a short conversation with a stranger. Why does this feel so hard? Because daily English is unpredictable. You do not know the exact question. And when you do not know, your brain freezes. So let us remove this fear step by step. First rule. You do not need many words. In daily life, English is short. Imagine you are in a cafe. The barista asks, "What would you like?" You can say, "A coffee, please." "A cappuccino." "One latte, please." You do not need a full sentence. This is normal English. Then they ask, "Anything else?" You can say, "That's all." "No, thank you." "Yes, a cookie." Simple, calm, clear. Now imagine you are in a shop. Someone says, "Can I help you?" You can answer, "Yes, please." "No, I'm just looking." "I'm looking for this." Again, short answers are confident answers. Many learners think confidence means long sentences. But confidence means knowing what to say and when to stop. Now let us talk about work or everyday meetings. Someone asks, "How are you today?" You can say, "I'm good, thanks." "I'm okay." "A bit tired, but fine." If you want to be friendly, add, "And you?" That is enough. English conversations are like small steps. One sentence, then another. You do not need to impress anyone. Now an important psychological point. When you speak English, slow down your body. Relax your shoulders. Breathe out. Do not rush. When your body is calm, your words come easier. It is okay to stop and think. It is okay to repeat yourself. It is okay to ask, "Can you repeat, please?" Can you speak a bit slower? "Sorry, I didn't understand." These are confident phrases. Native speakers respect them. Daily English is not about perfection. It is about connection. You are not performing. You are communicating. In the next part, we will focus on thinking in English, how to stop translating every word in your head and start speaking more naturally. Stay with me. You are doing real progress. Now let us talk about something very important. Many people understand English, but when they want to speak, they start translating in their head. First, their native language. Then, English. Then, fear. This makes speaking slow and stressful. So let us change the approach. Confident English speakers do not translate every sentence. They use ready thoughts. Simple thoughts. For example, instead of translating a long idea, you can think, "Okay. That's fine. I see. I agree. I'm not sure." These are not sentences. They are responses. And responses are powerful. Imagine someone explains something to you. You do not need to answer with a full explanation. You can say, "I see. That makes sense. Okay, got it." This keeps the conversation alive. Now think about daily situations again. You are walking into a room. You see someone you know. You do not need to think in grammar. You can just say, "Hi." "Hey." "Good to see you." Your brain already knows these phrases. You do not need to build them. This is the key idea. Use what your brain already knows. Now let us talk about inner voice. When you speak English, try to keep your thoughts short. Instead of thinking, "I need to say something correct and polite and long," think, "Simple is okay." Then say, "Sure." "Sounds good." "No problem." These phrases make you sound relaxed. Another important habit is accepting silence. Silence is normal in English conversations. You do not need to fill every second. You can pause. You can think. You can breathe. Pauses make you sound confident. Now let us practice mentally. Someone asks, "Do you have time later?" You do not need a perfect answer. You can say, "Maybe." "I'm not sure yet." "I'll let you know." These answers are honest and natural. You stay in control. When you stop translating and start reacting, English becomes lighter. Less pressure. Less fear. More flow. In the next part, we will talk about making small mistakes and staying confident, because mistakes are not the enemy. They are part of real English. Stay with me. You are learning the right way. Now let us talk about mistakes. For many people, Mistakes are the biggest reason they stop speaking English. Not vocabulary, not grammar, but fear. Fear of sounding wrong. Fear of being judged. Fear of embarrassment. But here is the truth. Mistakes are not a problem. Stopping is the problem. Every confident English speaker you know has made thousands of mistakes. They did not become confident because they were perfect. They became confident because they continued. Think about this. When you speak your native language, do you always speak perfectly? No. You correct yourself. You change sentences. You restart. That is normal. The same rule applies to English. You are allowed to stop in the middle of a sentence. You are allowed to correct yourself. For example, you can say, I went yesterday. No, sorry. I mean today. This is not, how to say, easy. These moments do not make you sound weak. They make you sound human. Native speakers do this all the time. Now let us talk about a very important habit. Do not apologize too much. Many learners say, sorry for my English. Sorry, my English is bad. You do not need this. Instead, you can say, I'm learning. My English is still improving. These sentences are confident and honest. Now imagine this situation. You are speaking. You make a mistake. The other person understands you. That means your English worked. Communication happened. That is success. Confidence grows when you focus on meaning, not form. Your goal is not perfect grammar. Your goal is understanding. If the message is clear, the sentence is good enough. Now something important. People do not remember your mistakes. They remember how you made them feel. If you are calm and friendly, your mistakes disappear. Now let us practice mentally. Someone does not understand you. You can say, let me try again. I'll say it another way. This is strong English. You stay in the conversation. You do not disappear. Mistakes become easier when you accept them as part of learning. In the next part, we will talk about building confidence step by step, small habits that make a big difference over time. Stay with me. You are learning in a healthy way. Now let us talk about how confidence grows over time. Confidence does not appear suddenly. It is not a moment. It is a process. Most people think confidence comes from big actions. Speaking in front of many people. Having long conversations. Using difficult words. But real confidence comes from small habits. Very small ones. Let us start with the first habit. Speak a little every day. Not for a long time. Not perfectly. Just a little. You can speak to yourself. You can say simple sentences out loud. For example, today is busy. I feel okay. I need a break. These sentences train your voice. They make English feel normal. The second habit is listening every day. Listening is powerful. It teaches you how English sounds, how sentences move, where people pause. When you listen often, your brain starts to predict English. And when your brain predicts, speaking becomes easier. The third habit is using the same phrases again and again. You do not need many phrases. You need a few that feel comfortable. For example, I think so. I'm not sure. That's fine. Sounds good. When these phrases feel automatic, you feel safe speaking. The fourth habit is not judging yourself. After a conversation, Many learners think, I made mistakes. I sounded bad. I should be better. This thinking blocks confidence. Instead, you can think, I spoke. I stayed in the conversation. I tried. This is progress. Now let us talk about energy. Confidence also comes from your body. When you speak English, sit up straight. Relax your shoulders. Breathe slowly. Your body sends signals to your brain. Calm body, calm mind. Now imagine this. You speak English today. Just one sentence. Tomorrow, you speak again. One more sentence. After 1 week, English feels a little easier. After 1 month, you stop overthinking. After a few months, you trust yourself. This is how confidence grows. Not fast, but steady. In the next part, we will talk about real conversations, how to start them, continue them, and end them without stress. Stay with me. You are building something real. Now let us focus on real conversations. Many learners worry about conversations the most. They think, how do I start? What do I say next? How do I stop? The good news is this. Most conversations are simple. They follow a very natural flow. Let us begin with starting a conversation. In real life, conversations usually start with something small. You do not need an interesting topic. You need a safe opening. For example, hi. Hello. How are you? Nice to see you. These openings are enough. You can also use the situation around you. For example, it's busy today. It's very cold. This place is nice. These sentences invite conversation. They do not demand much. Now let us talk about continuing a conversation. This is where many learners feel pressure. They think they must say something smart. But continuing a conversation is not about being interesting. It is about being present. You can continue by reacting. For example, oh, really? I see. That sounds good. That's interesting. These phrases show attention. They keep the conversation alive. You can also ask simple questions. Really? When? Why? How? Short questions are powerful. Now let us talk about ending a conversation. Ending is just as important as starting. You do not need a big reason. You can say, I have to go. I need to get back to work. It was nice talking to you. These sentences are polite and normal. You can also add, see you later. Talk to you soon. This makes the ending warm. Now imagine a full small conversation. You say, hi. The other person says, hi, how are you? You say, I'm good, thanks. Busy today. They say, yes, very busy. You say, yeah, well, I have to go. They say, sure, see you later. This is a complete conversation. Nothing difficult. Nothing stressful. Just simple English. Now something very important. You do not need to control the conversation. You only need to participate. Some conversations are short. Some are longer. Both are okay. When you accept this, English becomes lighter. In the next part, we will talk about confidence in different situations, work, travel, and social life, and how to adjust your English calmly. Stay with me. You are learning how English really works. Now let us talk about confidence in different situations. English changes a little depending on where you are. But the good news is this: the base stays the same. Simple English works everywhere. Let us start with work. At work, people often think English must be very formal. But in daily work conversations, English is usually clear and direct. You can say, "I'll check this." "I'll send it later." "I'm working on it." "I'll let you know." These sentences are professional and confident. If you do not understand something at work, you can say, "Can you explain that again?" "I'm not sure I understand." "Let me confirm." These phrases show responsibility, not weakness. Now let us talk about travel. When you travel, English becomes very practical. You do not need long conversations. You need clear questions. For example, where is the restroom? How much is this? What time does it leave? Can I pay by card? These are strong, confident sentences. If you do not understand the answer, you can calmly say, "Sorry, can you repeat?" Slowly, please. This is normal English. Now let us talk about social situations. Meeting people. Talking to neighbors. Small conversations at events. Here, confidence comes from being friendly, not perfect. You can say, "Nice to meet you." How do you know them? What do you do? Short, open questions work well. You do not need to impress anyone. People like simple, honest English. Now something important. Your confidence does not depend on the situation. It depends on how you treat yourself. If you allow yourself to be a learner, you stay calm. If you expect perfection, you create stress. English is flexible. People are patient. Most people are happy when you try. Remember this. Clear English is better than perfect English. Calm English is better than fast English. Honest English is better than silent English. In the final part, we will bring everything together and gently close this lesson, calmly, without pressure, with confidence. Stay with me. You are very close to the end. Now let us slow down and bring everything together. You have listened to many ideas, phrases, and situations. Not to memorize, not to repeat perfectly, but to feel English. Confidence is not something you suddenly get. It is something you build quietly. And today, you built it. You learned that. You do not need difficult words. You do not need perfect grammar. You do not need to speak fast. You only need to stay calm and present. English becomes easier when you stop fighting it. When you stop judging every sentence. When you allow yourself to be a learner. Think about how you felt at the beginning of this lesson. Maybe a little unsure. Maybe tired. Maybe curious. Now think about how you feel now. More relaxed. More open. More comfortable with English. That change matters. Every time you listen like this, your brain creates a safe connection with English. Not stress, not fear, but calm. This is the strongest foundation for speaking. Later, when you speak English in real life, you may remember nothing specific from this lesson. And that is okay. But something will feel different. You will pause instead of panic. You will choose a simple sentence instead of silence. You will continue instead of stopping. That is confidence. Remember this. You are allowed to speak slowly. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to take time. English is not a test. It is a tool. And tools are meant to be used, not judged. If you want to return to this lesson again, it will feel easier, more familiar, more natural. That is how progress works. Quietly, step by step. Thank you for staying with me until the end. My name is Daniel, and this is English Unlocked. You are welcome here anytime. When you want to learn, when you want to rest, when you want to feel confident again. Take care and keep going.